Welcome, welcome. Fellow Biafrans, welcome, welcome, welcome. Join me in today's broadcast. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on your location. Wherever you are all over the world, I want to welcome you to this very broadcast. First of all, I was locked out of Facebook for days now. I think 4 days. I don't actually know what was my crime, but here I am. We are back. This is our Freedom Channel. Here we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Here is a Biafran platform where we say it as it is. Today, I want to really take you on some of the journey so far. So I welcome you wherever you're watching all over the world. Welcome, and as you join, please share and like so that other people can get their notification. Fellow Biafrans, I welcome you. I welcome you. As you join, please like and share. Here we tell you how things are happening. This is our freedom. This is our Biafran channel. Here we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So today, I want to bring you a very good information. I want to tell you about the journey so far. You see, a lot of people don't actually know what is happening in the Biafran liberation movement. A lot of people are skeptical about what is happening. But I want to assure you that those who know what is happening actually know that a lot is happening underground. Our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa'S, the Biafran Republic government in exile are doing a lot of things that people don't actually see. And we also, we bring it to your notice so that most of you who don't actually know what is happening will be aware of what is actually happening on ground. So wherever you are watching me from, I want to welcome you to this very day's broadcast. My name still remains David Nana, and I'm speaking from my location. First of all, I want to give a very big shout out to our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa'S, His Excellency, the Ambassador of Peace, Simon Ekpa'S, and the Biafran Republic government in exile cabinets for what they are doing in the restoration project. I salute you, our Prime Minister. Simon Ekpa'S is also the Grand Commander. He is the chief, the military head of the Biafran Liberation Army, the defense minister. I give a shout out to you, sir. I also want to give a shout out to our deputy defense minister, the lioness herself, a woman of substance, a woman who has a heart of gold, and a woman who had the heart of man, not even man. Honorable Azuka Charles Nwankwo, I want to give a shout out to you, madam. I also want to give a shout out to my Minister of Information, Mazi Sonny Akparawa. I greet you, sir, for all that you are doing. I want to thank and say a very big greetings to the Biafran writers of conscience, BWOC. These my fellow comrades who are doing a lot of things to make sure that things are happening the way it should be. I want to give a shout out to you guys. I want to also give a shout out to Mazidim Justice. He is the one who is taking care of the BWOC members, making sure that we write constructively, we bring the news as it is to everyone. Mazidim Justice, I greet you, sir. I also want to thank you, fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching me from, wherever you are joining from. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama be with you, and I want to plead with you. As you join in this broadcast, please try as much as possible to like. When you like, you share, so that other people will get their notification and see what is happening. Like I told you earlier, this is a Biafran platform. Here we tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. As you can see on the topic that is I'm about to treat today, I am bringing you some of the things that autopilot have done, some of the things that Mazi Simon Ekpa has done, some of the things that Biafran Republic government in exile have done and are still doing in this liberation movement. You see, a lot of people who are ignorant, who don't actually know where we are, what we are doing, they say, oh, autopilot, what are you doing? What have you done since the kidnap and rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria? You see, they don't actually know what is happening. They don't know actually where they belong. They don't actually know. If you call them to say, what are you doing as a DOS member, as an autopiloter, what have you done? Today, I want to welcome every one of you who is not an autopiloter, who is a DOS member or supporter, to know actually that autopilot have done a lot of groundwork. You see, when we go underground, they later come out to tell you what we have done. And we are doing tremendously well. We have done a lot of jobs. A lot of work have been done by our Prime Minister. A lot of achievements have been made. And that is what I want to bring to your notice today. So wherever you are, join me as I take you to the journey of the achievements. Some of the achievements, not everyone, but some of the achievements that autopilot, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Biafran Republic government in exile, some of their achievements so far in regards to Biafra restoration. First of all, I want to tell you that before the kidnap of our leader, Biafra project was under struggle. It was a Biafran struggle. So now, since the emergence of autopilot and Mazi Simon Ekpa, we are now into liberation. That is one step we have taken. We are passed from struggle to liberation. And a lot of groundwork was being done to make sure that this liberation movement is still moving very fast. As a matter of fact, our Prime Minister said that he is not a go slow man. He's taking up with speed, and a lot of speed. He has already taken up with a lot of speed and achievements. In fact, the speedometer is over 180 kilometers per hour. So a lot of progress has been made. That is why I want to take you through them today. First of all, I want to still remind you that when our leader was here with us, the last broadcast he made, our leader said, go and follow Simon Ekpa, that he is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making. So the struggle has been changed to a new dimension. The liberation is on new dimension. It's no longer on a struggle basis. So we are on that new dimension. So as a DOS supporter, are you proud to be on the other side of the aisle while you support the DOS who are doing absolutely nothing for the restoration of Biafra? Are you a DOS supporter? What has the DOS done since our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya and renditioned to Nigeria? Absolutely nothing. So I'm going to take you through what autopilot Mazi Simon Ekpa, Biafran Republic government in Ezza have done since the kidnap of our leader. Mind you, Simon Ekpa and most of the autopilot members joined this movement in 2019. You know, that is why they are called the COVID-19 group or members, those who joined during COVID-19. And from COVID-19 to today, compared to 2012 to 2018, you will see that the COVID-19 group where Mazi Simon Ekpa belongs to, and most of the Biafran Liberation Movement, Biafran Liberation Army, and Biafran Republic government in Ezza, most of the members that are piloting the affairs of the liberation joined in 2019 till date. So they have done a lot of work. They've achieved a lot. Number one, without wasting your time, one of the achievements of Mazi Simon Ekpa or autopilot, you see, here I would like to, when I talk about Mazi Simon Ekpa, you know I'm talking about autopilot, right? When I talk of Biafran Republic government in Ezza, you know it's still autopilot because all this emerged during the 2019 till date, nicknamed autopilot. Now, one of the achievements of the autopiloters till date is fighting for the release of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Ohamadike one of Biafra land. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya, renditioned to Nigeria. Since he's kidnapped, the only people or the only group I would say that is consistent in demanding for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the autopiloters. The autopilots have made it consistently as a point of duty to demand for the unconditional release of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Without the autopiloters making this move, by today nobody will be talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is number one. Number two, they sit at home for the unconditional release of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody is aware when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya, renditioned to Nigeria, and he appeared in Nigeria after the rendition from Kenya, he appeared in Nigerian courts. The DOS put sit at home. They pronounced sit at home in the whole Biafran territory. And after the sit at home was observed for only a day, they cancelled it, saying they are going to bring other things to the table. Till today, we have seen nothing on the table. So the autopilot, we have been consistently preaching the civil disobedience using sit at home to call for the release of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so that the sit-at-home is happening today in Biafran territory is because of the activities of autopilot Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Biafran Liberation Movement and Army and the Biafran Republic government in Ezai. We are the ones creating that awareness to make sure that our people at home observe sit-at-home. Today, that sit-at-home is called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Day. So it's because of the activities of autopilot that the sit-at-home is still effective up to tomorrow. Thirdly, the autopilots and Mazi Simon Ekpa stop the killing of our commanders and volunteers and the destruction of the Eastern Security Network quarters. You see, immediately after our leader was kidnapped, the camp of the Eastern Security Network was being invaded by the terrorist Nigerian government. The commanders were being killed. Our volunteers were being hunted for. Some are being kidnapped in order for them to stop the agitation for Biafra. As a matter of fact, the hunting down of our commanders and the invasion of Eastern Security Network camps was to stop the agitation and destroy the Eastern Security Network, which was a brainchild of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But autopilot Mazi Simon Ekpa, since he took charge as the commander of the Eastern Security Network, the rampant and incessant killing of our commanders, our volunteers, and the invasion of Eastern Security Network camps stopped. Fourthly, the funding of the Eastern Security Network. You see, without the funds coming to the Eastern Security Network, my brother, if not the activities of the funding by Mazi Simon Ekpa, the autopiloters, Benue would have been a child's play compared to Southeast. But for the fact that Mazi Simon Ekpa took it upon himself to make sure that Eastern Security Network is funded heavily, constantly, that is why the volunteers, the Eastern Security Network commanders, and the Liberation Army was able to drive away the terrorists from our land and stop the invasion of the Eastern Security Network camps and the killing of their commanders. You agree with me that Ikonso was killed. You agree with me that Commander Gentle was also killed. You agree with me that Baby Bush was also killed. These people that I mentioned were killed by the activities of the defunct DOS, because Chinasa Nworu had a dead man squad that he was using after being contracted by the Nigerian government to destroy the Eastern Security Network. He used the dead man squad to hunt our commanders who are loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. At the onset, between 2020 and 2021, our commanders were being hunted until Mazi Simon Ekpa took absolute charge of the Eastern Security Network. And now, you can no longer hear that our commanders are being killed, that ESN camp are being invaded. As a matter of fact, the Nigerian government are afraid to even think of invading the Eastern Security Network camps. So it's one of the achievements of the Biafra Republic government in Ezai, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the autopilots. The fourth achievement is the unification of armed groups in Biafra land. You will agree with me that before the emergence of autopilot or Mazi Simon Ekpa, there are a lot of armed groups in the southeast. Every one of them were agitating on their own, not having a direction. But with the emergence of Mazi Simon Ekpa and also Pilot, Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, was able to unify all the armed groups and bring them together under one leadership and under one umbrella. And they are under the group called Autopilot. They are now under Autopilot, unified as an armed group. Example of this group is BNL, Biafran National League and Biafran National Guard, and other armed groups who are now fighting, had one common goal and agenda, which is the restoration of Biafra and the release of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. 5. I want to also inform you that a lot of achievements have been made. You see, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, the DOS, in one of their broadcasts by Chike Doziem, turned the 30th of May, our Heroes' Day, a day we used to remember those who died, who paid the ultimate price, defending you, preventing the military from taking over our territory, who died, who paid the ultimate price. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought out 30th of May every year to remember the fallen heroes and heroines who died during the war and those who are still dying, who fell at the course of this journey. The DOS, headed by Chike Doziem, changed 30th of May to Independence Day. You can imagine, independence that they have not had. They turned 30th of May to Independence Day. But Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Autopiloters still maintained that the legacies of our leader shall never be erased. We maintain that 30th of May every year is our Heroes and Heroines Day. Those who fought so that you and I will be alive today. So it's one of the achievements we have done so far. Number 6, I want to also remind you that before the coming of the Autopilot, there was a government in Ezai, but that government in Ezai was never active. But Mazi Simon Ekpa reactivated the government in Ezai, the Biafran Republic government in Ezai. And today, he also had cabinet members, men and women of substance, timbers and calibers, professionals, doctors, nurses, professors, engineers, those who have excelled in different academic endeavors. They are now part of the liberation for the Biafran project. So the reactivation of Biafran Republic government in Ezai is one of the achievements of the Autopilot and our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. And now the Biafran Republic government in Ezai has a Prime Minister. The election of Mazi Simon Ekpa also is an achievement as a Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in Ezai. It has never been like that before. You now know who is your Prime Minister. You now know who is heading the BRGIE, Biafran Republic government in Ezai, and it's Mazi Simon Ekpa. Number 7, the Biafran Republic government in Ezai, headed by our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Ambassador of Peace, has established liaison offices all around the world. Example, we have liaison office in America, in Finland, in Canada, in South Africa, etc., etc. So these liaison offices will be an office where, you know, Biafrans, we are all over the world. Now, these liaison offices will be equipped with machines, including biometric machines, that will take fingerprints, informations of Biafrans wherever you are all around the world. So these liaison offices will take care of day-to-day activities of Biafra in such countries, so that when Biafra is redeclared, either by declaration or by referendum, you can now go to any liaison office around the world for your papers and your documentations. These are one of the achievements. It is worthy of note as well to remind each and every one of you who has not known or who did not know that formerly we have a British pounds, but because of what we passed through British and what the British are still doing today to subjugate us, to make sure that we are never a nation, and because of their activities to sabotage the liberation and the restoration of Biafra, we now have changed from British pounds to Biafran dollar. This Biafran dollar was announced by our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa'S, some months back. It is an achievement. Also, the unveiling of the Biafran passport is an achievement. The unveiling of the Biafran driving license and the ID card is also an achievement. What it means is that when Biafra is redeclared, either by referendum or by declaration, anywhere you are around the world, you just go into one of those liaison offices, give your credentials, give your information, your data about yourself, and that liaison office will have to take care of every information concerning you. When it's time, they will give you, after going through your documentations, your informations, they can now print your passport, your ID card, your driving license, and give to you. And when Biafra is redeclared, those documents will now be authentic to be used wherever you are all around the world. This is a great achievement and a great feat by autopilot Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is also worthy of note for me to remind you as well, especially for those asylum seekers all around the world. Before you can seek asylum, before your paper can be processed for asylum, you have to pay like 500 euros or $500. You pay exorbitant prices to get your asylum papers done, processed. But today, I can categorically tell you that the asylum seekers now either go to the website of the Biafran Republic government in exile, they put their information there, and their asylum papers is processed when they have to pay little or nothing in order to obtain their asylum documents. This is a great feat by Mazi Simon Ekpa. I want to also remind you that recently our Prime Minister, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa, also was recently recognized as an ambassador of peace. This is an award for Biafra. This is an award for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is an award for you and I as a Biafran. It's a great feat, and it is a very great achievement, because it has never been so. Before the coming of Mazi Simon Ekpa, I can't tell you of anybody who is among Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that was fighting for Biafra that was able to achieve this feat. But Mazi Simon Ekpa has been able to achieve that, and today he is an ambassador of peace. Biafra is now recognized all around the world, and Mazi Simon Ekpa is the ambassador of peace by the Universal Peace Award. It is a great feat by Biafra Republic government in exile. Also, Mazi Simon Ekpa has been recognized as an international politician that have endorsed Donald Trump, former US President Donald Trump, to contest for the American president come 2024. This is one of the greatest achievements so far. When you want to endorse Donald Trump, or want to know about Donald Trump campaign team, or want to know those who have endorsed Donald Trump for 2024, you must see our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, as one of those who has endorsed Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, our Prime Minister was among the first person to endorse Donald Trump. It is a great achievement for Biafran, for you, for me, for Biafrans all over the world. We should be proud of Mazi Simon Ekpa for what he is doing, for what the Biafran Republic government in exile are doing today and what they have done so far, because they have done tremendously well. They deserve our kudos. They deserve our support. In whatever way you can support them, in whatever way you can join to make sure that Biafra liberation come to fruition in no distant time. This is the time for you to join hands and support what our Prime Minister and Biafra Republic government in exile are doing to restore Biafra. I've lost count, but I think number 7 or number 8 or number 10 or number 11 rather, the activation of de facto government in our homeland. This is something that most people don't actually understand what it means. For you to activate the de facto government in our homeland, what it means is that our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the Biafran Republic government in exile have instituted a de facto government in Biafran territory, in the whole of Biafra land. We are waiting for the inauguration. What it means is that in no distant time, all these our political leaders that we have passed vote of no confidence on them, in no distant time all of them will be whistled out. They will be whistled out of the Biafran territory, and the de facto government will take care, will take charge of every activity. Whatever Biafrans need, it will now be taken care of by the Biafran de facto government in our homeland. If you don't know what it means that we are moving towards self-governance, where we govern ourselves. We no longer will depend on the governors, we no longer will depend on the senators, on the representatives, on the local government councils, or the Igwes and the what have you, those who have sold their soul to the devil. So in no distant time, we are going to see self-governance in Biafran territory. These are some of the achievements Mazi Simon Ekpa and the autopilot have brought to bear for everybody who don't know what is happening. You see, most of you who are supporters of DOS, if you ask DOS members, what have you achieved since the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? They will tell you nothing. They'll say they're working underground. Working underground. Up till today, DOS members, they are working underground. You can imagine, your leader have been kidnapped. You are not doing anything to bring him out. Rather, you are sabotaging those who are doing something to bring him out. You cannot support those who are doing tremendously well, just like autopiloters. A lot of work is being done by Mazi Simon Ekpa, an autopilot, to make sure that our leader is released. Number 12, you can now agree with me that before, everybody is afraid to talk about Biafra. Even our homeland, everybody was afraid to talk about Biafra. But today, people now can stay in their stations, people can stay in their homes, in their offices, and talk about Biafra. This is because of the awareness that is being created, that was created by Mazi Simon Ekpa and autopilot. Because our leaders say consistency is the key. It's just like people who went into Nigerian election. After the Nigeria disappointed them and Obi disappointed them, the obedient movement, they are now coming back to join the Biafra movement. These people were not consistent from the onset. Consistency is the key. It's either you are for Biafra or you are for Nigeria. It's either you are here or there. You cannot be for Nigeria and be for Biafra at the same time. So Biafra being discussed globally all around the world, it courtesy of the awareness being created by autopilot and Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, who is doing excellently well to make sure that this liberation is taking us to the greatest of all heights. Do you know, I want to bring to your notice, do you know that another achievement that autopilots are making or have made, do you know that autopilot have lawyers? I know most of you don't know. Do you know that autopilot have lawyers who are also taking care of Biafrans in our homeland, who go for court cases, who release Biafra? You see, most of the Biafrans who have been released recently, do you think, which people do you think are doing it? Is the autopiloted lawyers. As a matter of fact, you can remember, if you can recollect, some time ago, when Mazi Simon Ekpa came on live broadcast after we got information that our leader was being stabbed at the DSS custody, when they said they don't have money to feed our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Our leader, our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa pledged a sum of 2 million naira monthly for our leader to be taken care of. I know you can now remember. So lawyers are actively involved in the liberation of the Biafran people. So autopiloted lawyers are working round the clock to make sure that every Biafran who is incarcerated wherever you are, you receive legal counsel. They go for your case until we hear that such persons have been freed. So that is one of the achievements of autopilots. Our lawyers are working round the clock to make sure that our leader and Biafrans who are also being incarcerated in some of the prisons, detention facilities all around Nigeria are being taken care of. I want to also remind you that autopilot has made cases against Nigeria. If you listen to our Prime Minister's broadcast, every broadcast our Prime Minister made, it was not like when our leader was here with us. Our leader made a lot of progresses. But the truth of the matter is that our leader's progress was hindered by the activities of those who supposedly was to be fighting along with him. Most of the letters you see written to AU, UN was single-handedly done by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But today, the Biafran Republic government in exile, our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa worked 24/7 around the clock to make sure that governments all around the world are communicated concerning the plight of Biafrans, concerning the plight of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, concerning the freedom of the Biafran people. So all around the world, the Biafran Republic government in exile have written to countries notifying them of what is happening to Biafrans. It was not like when our leader was here with us, when our leader will tell us, oh, they have written to UN, they have written to AU. You can count how many people, how many countries, or how many international organizations that our leader had written to. But today I can categorically tell you that almost all countries all over the world have been written to, notifying them about the plight of Biafran people. This is done by the autopilot, just like they nicknamed us, and our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. So thank you for joining wherever you are joining me from. I say you're welcome You're welcome, you're welcome. This is a Biafran platform. Here we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Here I am taking you through the achievement of the autopiloted IPOB under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Okay? You see, here we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. We don't give propaganda. We don't blackmail. We tell you how it is. If you know any achievement that the DOS have made, please, I will be very pleased, very eager to hear that this is the achievement of the DOS since the abduction, the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. As a matter of fact, I have listed to you most of the achievements of the autopiloted IPOB under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. One of it is sit at home. The sit at home is still ongoing. We stopped the killing of our commanders, or volunteers in Biafran land, and the burning of our properties, the incessant burning of our properties and the killing of Eastern Security Network members. Number 3, we have also continued the funding of the Eastern Security Network, a brainchild of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of our leader. And the reason why your mother can go to farm today is because of Eastern Security Network. Number 4, I've also talked about the unification of all armed groups in Biafra land. BNL, BNG. These are armed groups that were agitating for Biafra, but they have to be brought under one umbrella so that they work towards one cause, towards one goal, the restoration of Biafran project. Number 5, 30th of May. You can remember 30th of May was changed to Independence Day by the defunct DOS. But Autopilot made it possible that even 30th of May was celebrated all around Biafran territory. It was a lockdown, total lockdown. That is one of the achievements we have still done. Number 6, the reactivation of Biafran Republic government in exile that was moribund. This is courtesy of Autopilot Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. And the appointment and the election of our Prime Minister. He was unanimously elected to head the Biafran Republic government in exile as the Prime Minister. Okay? That is number 6. Number 7, the establishment of liaison offices all around the world. All around the world will now have liaison offices in every country of the world. Although all the countries have not had their liaison offices, but majority of the countries all around the world, the liaison offices have been instituted. In no distant time, every country will have their liaison offices where Biafrans can go and put up their documentations. Okay? And when the time comes, you receive your passport, your ID card, your driving license, and all the rest of it. I also want to notify you number 7 ABC. We have the unveiling of the Biafran dollar. We have the e-passport, the Biafran passport, the driving license, and the national ID card. These are the achievements of Autopilot. I also want to remind you, number 8, the asylum seekers can no longer pay exorbitant amount of money to have their papers processed for asylum. Number 9, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, was given a Universal Peace Award. This is a feat that was achieved during this shortest time that the autopilots have taken charge of the Biafran liberation movement. Number 10, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, have been recognized as the international politician that have endorsed Donald Trump for President of the United States of America come 2024. It is a great feat. It is worthy of accolade. for a Biafran prime minister to be among number 1, number 2 of people who have recognized Donald Trump to run for the president of America in 2024. What it means is that you cannot go through the list of those who have endorsed Donald Trump without seeing our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa as number 1 or number 2, and every other endorsement will come below. So that is a great feat that is worthy of commendation. Okay? Number 11, the activation of the de facto government in our homeland. The Prime Minister and the Biafra Republic government in Exile have activated the de facto government in our homeland. What it means is that in no distant time, the de facto government will take charge of the Biafran territory. You can no longer be subjected to your governor or your senator, House of Representatives, your councillor, your Igwe, and all those efulefus. No. Biafrans will in no distant time govern themselves. And this is bringing government to the people. Biafran people will now have opportunity to rule themselves, leading us to self-governance. Number 12, Biafra is now being discussed globally. Biafra is now being discussed everywhere around the world. In Asia, in America, in UK, in Africa, people can boldly talk about Biafra without being victimized. Unlike before, where before you talk about Biafra, you look left, right, see whether there's somebody who will give you a slap or somebody who will talk ill about you. But today you can categorically speak about Biafra and nothing will happen because of the awareness that has been created by Autopilot and Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Biafran Republic government in exile. Number 13, Autopilot lawyers are taking care of Autopilot of all Biafrans in Biafra land. Those who have cases in different courts, in various courts in Nigeria and detention facilities. We have our lawyers, Autopilot lawyers, who are being funded by the Autopilot movement under the leadership of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and making sure that this liberation is going as it's supposed to go. I want to also remind you that the Autopilot are the only group. If I say a group, we are not in group agitation, but as partly I'll use group for now, the only group that is fighting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the DOS chickened out. The DOS chickened out. They are not talking about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What they are talking about is sabotaging Mazi Simon Ekpa, propaganda here and there against Autopiloters, against Biafran Republic government in exile, and against Mazi Simon Ekpa. But it's the Autopilot that are fighting every day, giving out information, questioning the Nigerian government, writing against the Nigerian government on the need for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released, irrespective of the fact that he committed no crime and he had been even released by the Nigerian courts. But the executive arm of the zoo government are holding our leader unconditionally. Okay, they are holding our leader hostage. They are holding him hostage for committing no crime. Even when the courts have freed him, they are still holding him there. So it is the only Autopilot that is creating that awareness, telling the world on the need for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Number 15. I want to also make it known to every one of you to remember that Autopilot have made petitions, have written a lot of petitions against the Nigerian government concerning the plight of Biafrans all around the world. 15 cases, 15 achievements so far This is the ones I can bring to the public knowledge, because a lot of achievements were made that cannot be made public now. A lot of countries that we have had that are supporting Biafra, we cannot make it public now. Countries that support what we are doing, they cannot be made public now. But a lot of things are happening that autopilot have done, that when I begin to mention them, the ones that are secret, you will marvel at the space for which these achievements were made. And we are looking up for more achievements. A lot of achievements are being made. So wherever you are listening for, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Here is Biafran channel. Here we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. We tell it to you as it is. We give you the information that you need to know. For those who don't know, so that you know and equip yourself with that knowledge. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining. And you that is a DOS supporter, and you are proud to be a DOS supporter, I challenge you to tell us what achievement the DOS have made since, let me not say since the establishment of DOS, no, but let me say since the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What have the DOS achieved? Absolutely nothing. Their only achievement is to work against the restoration of the Biafran project, to fight Mazi Simon Ekpa, to blackmail, to write up propaganda against Biafrans, and to try to destroy the activities of autopilot. Very sad. If you can remember, our leader said, anybody who knows what he or she can do to bring Biafra, that such person or persons should do same. Now, you are not doing anything to bring Biafra, and you are fighting those who are doing something to restore Biafra. What does he say about you? It means that you are a saboteur. It means you are fighting against Biafra. It means that you are fighting against the truth. And nobody fights the truth and win. Nobody will fight Biafra and win. So I have a very good advice for you. And I pray you take this advice from me. Stop fighting the restoration of Biafra. It is an ordained project. Stop fighting Mazi Simon Ekpa. Mazi Simon Ekpa was made for this liberation. Mazi Simon Ekpa was born for this liberation, for Biafra to come. Stop fighting him. You will never win. If you make Simon Ekpa, you are Biafra. You are a loser already. If you make Simon Ekpa the Biafra that you are fighting, you are a loser. Stop fighting Mazi Simon Ekpa. Let us join hands and help the Biafran Republic government in exile to achieve their goals and objectives. So Biafra will come. You as an individual, you as a Biafran will be proud of your nation called Biafra, because it's only Biafra that will give you life. Biafra is God's kingdom on earth, and it's only Biafra that you have peace. In Biafra you will attain your potential wherever you are all around the world. So I want to thank you for listening. As you can see, I'm in a serene place. I'm in an environment where the best of the air can hear the voice of freedom. Freedom is knocking. Join the liberation movement. Stop antagonizing Mazi Simon Ekpa. Stop being a sabo. It will not pay you to be a sabo. Listen to the voice of reason. Mazi Simon Ekpa has achieved a lot within this shortest possible time. Since 2019 that he joined the struggle. Now we are on liberation. He said that he doesn't want to fight for freedom for more than 5 good years. But people who have been with our leader have been fighting for freedom for decades, for years, and yet they have nothing to show for it. Simon said he doesn't want to fight for Biafra more than 5 years. And under 3 years, 2 years, he has achieved a lot. And a lot is happening on ground. Let us join hands and support him. So the Biafra will come and you will be proud to be called a Biafran. Thank you for joining. I want to say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama be with every one of you who is here, who will listen later, who will share and like, so that this information is mainly made for doubting Thomases, those DOS apologists, DOS supporters, the errats, who every time they ask you, what have you achieved? What has Autopilot done? Send this video to them. I've listed 15 achievements that the Autopilot, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the Biafra Republic government in exile have achieved so far. And a lot of achievements are not made public, because I just made public those that need to be made public. Those that need to remain secret until the declaration of Biafra will not be made public. Okay? So send this broadcast to DOS errats, those 500,000 errats ranting on social media. Although the social media is quiet now because we now know that they are scam. A lot of people have known them. A lot of people have discovered that those who were shouting, oh, Simon Ekpa, Ekperima this, Ekperima, Simon Ekpa will Ekperimalize you into Biafra. They now know that actually those who are not fighting for Biafra are those who are following DOS. Okay? But with Autopilot, Biafra is our destination, and Biafra will come in our time. Thank you for joining. I thank you for listening. Before I sign out, I want to say a very big thank you to Mazi Dim Justice for your support, for your encouragement. I want to give a shout out to Biafran Writers of Conscience members, my fellow comrades. I thank you all. I want to still give a shout out to my Minister of Information, Sonny Akparawa, the Deputy Minister of Defense, Honorable Azoka Charles Nwankwo, and our Minister of Defense, His Excellency, Ambassador of Peace, Mazi Simon Ekpa, Oberensi na-emebi ike atakata ebu elo ugwu nyiri onye ọsọ. I am telling you, Simon is a dragon himself, the dragon himself. Mma eji gbuo agụ ka onye iro lechara anya si na ọ dịghị nkọ, mana kịta ha ekwetego na ọ dị nkọ. Simon is the man for this restoration. Simon is the man for this liberation. Let us support him. Let us support the Biafran Republic government in exile. Join the Autopilot. because it is the autopilot that are bringing this achievement to your domain. From me, from here, fellow Biafrans, I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama be with you as I sign out from my location. Thank you, Mazi Dim Justice, for being here. I'm signing out, Mazi. Thank you so much for joining, and I want you to share. I want you to like, so that others who may listen later, we actually know that a lot of achievements have been made by autopilot and Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Biafra Republic government in exile in the fight for the restoration of God's kingdom on earth. And if they doubt the achievement, it is everywhere. You know, whatever you are wearing in your hand, you don't need the mirror to look at it. It is not like the DOS they have been underground since our leader was kidnapped. Up to today, they are still underground. And you wonder what they are doing underground. If not, they are hiding their faces in shame. But we do it underground. We come out in the open and let the Biafran people know what we have done. And that is exactly what I have done today. To give you the information of the achievements of autopilot, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the Biafran Republic government in exile towards the restoration of God's kingdom on earth. Thank you as I sign out from here.